Welcome everyone to Studio One, the debut podcast for the ACE Network. I am here in the ACE Arena. I, of course, am Cheyenne Ortiz, the host of Overdrive, and now the host of Studio One. I'm joined by my co-host, Joey Image. Joey, it's good to have you here on the ACE Network.
Cheyenne Ortiz, let me tell you one thing. It's really good to be back here in ACE Pro Wrestling. I have not worked for this company in about 7 or 8 years, but now that I'm officially retired from in-ring competition, I'm going to be back here in a behind-the-scenes kind of role. My first official assignment is tonight, right now, on the debut episode of Studio One Podcast, and we have our guest, current Ring of Honor Television Champion, Jay Lethal. Jay, I got to ask you, just starting out really quick, first of all, thanks for being here with us.
Oh, thanks for having me. I got to know the rules before we start. Am I allowed to curse?
I'm not sure. Could my producer?
I'm not sure.
We have been told.
You are good to say anything you want.
You can say whatever you'd like. Do you have a shovel? You're allowed to bury. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I brought 2 of them just
did
in
you?
case.
Okay.
2 shovels.
All right. Joey, you gonna open this up for me?
I would love to open this up. Jay, first, I got to ask you, how does it feel to be back here in the newly rebranded Morgan Jr. Arena?
Oh, it's an honor for me to see everything that has been done to this place. It's crazy. Mike has really outdone himself. Man, this place is a great tribute to somebody that I used to know.
Yeah. And going back to that, what are your fondest memories of ACE and your time here? Not just with Mikey, our fallen hero.
Right. Well, the first thing I thought of when you said that was my fondest moment of Mikey was when we started that NBC group. I don't know.
I was a big fan of that, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people are listening, remember or know anything about our NBC group, but there was a group of bad guys or heels. It was me. I thought it was Eric Cooper, this wrestler named Eric Cooper, Chris Rockwell, and I can't remember who the fourth person was.
Fourth person for the NBC?
Was it Joe Hardway? Yeah. I remember when we unveiled the group, we just wanted chaos, We beat down Mike Morgan. We just wanted chaos. And I remember we wanted to do this thing with Mikey Jr. where we bring him in the ring and
Yes.
I punch him and he falls down on the ground. But he was so into the moment that I remember when I went to grab him, he started crying. Oh, man. And just getting him in the ring because the moment was there and he felt it. And we were beating down his dad. And even though I had already talked to him about what we wanted to do, he just couldn't help but cry. And he was just so in the moment. That really sticks out in my head. But then there were so many other great moments, like some of them aren't even on film, just training at the there's so many names we had, the ACE in Union City, ACE or AWA, or there's so many names we called it. One of the coolest things we called it was home because we were there all the time. I remember at one point I was the head trainer, and very unhealthily, every training class, Mike and I would order Domino's pizza with bacon on it.
Okay.
It was our favorite. So there would be a break in between training where we would all... And like in wrestling, when you think we're supposed to have these great bodies and we're supposed to be going to work
You're out having double bacon and pizza.
We're trying to teach these students about what you have to do in the wrestling business
Your cardio means everything. Give me our strikes, Mike. That's what you had going on.
Right. And we'd be sitting there eating pizza with bacon all over it. It's one of those instances where I remember my mom would always get mad at us and she would say, "Do as I say, not as I do."
Okay.
It was definitely one of those ones. So like I said, some of the coolest moments weren't even on camera. It's just because we were all together all the time. But seeing this place is awesome.
All right, so you were here tonight for a seminar training clinic.
Trying to shape the young minds
of the future of the business.
Right. Hopefully we shape some of them.
Yeah. I think a few got shaped. I thought it was very successful.
I think so too.
Basically, if you can expand on that, what was your overall thoughts and feelings about the whole night here? your favorite moments maybe or good questions anybody asked or anything
Yeah.
like that? Just
Well-
your overall kind of, what are you feeling right now about tonight, basically?
Sure. I love tonight. Today was a great honor. Anytime, and I explained it to some of the guys, anytime someone will take money that they worked hard to get, and they give it to you all because they want to hear something that you have to say, or they want you to show them how you do things because they want to do things in a way that you want to do them. That is a great honor, especially nowadays when money is scarce, and you could buy food for a good while with money. And there's so many things. The phone bill is due, the electric bill is due. There's so many things we could do with that money, but they offered to come and give it to the school, and just for a moment to hear what I had to say or something that I could teach them. There's no bigger honor than that. So I love that. Also, I don't think there was anybody who showed up today who I thought deep down inside, this person just doesn't have it. This person may be wasting their time and our time. I don't think. I honestly think anybody out there who really wants to be a wrestler, they can be a wrestler. If they just really want to and they put their mind to it, anybody can do it. And I saw a lot of people today who I believe deep down inside really want to be a professional wrestler.
And we had a big spectrum: wrestlers, referees, announcers. So just across the board, you got that unanimously.
Right, there was some of everything.
Yeah.
Right, there was some of everything.
Everyone participated in a
big, small, skinny.
As well as different training levels too. Some people had never stepped in a ring before.
Right, we had
Other
those.
people had, 8 or 10 years of experience.
Right, we had a boy and a girl who'd never been in the ring before, and they even. But we opened it. We didn't put any restrictions on it. When we advertised it, was if you've been in the wrestling business or you're an aspiring wrestler, come down.
That
You
the
know.
press release said there was
Right.
really no median.
Right, and our main goal of this was actually just to help raise the awareness that the ACE Arena is here.
Yes.
It's open for guys to come train, and it was helped to raise awareness for aspiring wrestlers or wrestlers who are active and looking for work, because that's the hardest part about
Absolutely.
wrestling. You got to find shows to be on, and Mike Morgan is opening his doors to any wrestler who wants to come.
3 days a week, Tuesdays,
Right.
Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 6 to 10, right here in Wallington, New Jersey.
Right.
And for those, I think this is something that has to be put out there, and you would know this from traveling, from being a New Jersey native. It's not that hard to get to.
No.
It's not.
No.
It's a bus that leaves you 2 blocks away.
And they got this great invention now called Uber.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, I looked up Uber.
Yep.
From my parents' house to get here. It was only $20,
Okay.
which wasn't bad.
Well, I'm from.
I did not take an Uber. I didn't take the Uber.
Yeah, I'm from New York, so that ride would have been about $62.85, something like that.
And he knows it exactly. I like that.
Yeah.
62.85.
But I met my girlfriend on Uber, so it's fine.
Whoa.
Yeah, I got in the cab.
Was
and
she the
was-
driver?
No, she was in the trunk.
She was in the trunk?
Yeah, I take them wherever I can get them, Jay.
Okay, you scaring me.
You had
a
no
little
medium
bit.
in your training. I had no medium in my look.
That was
I
a little
take 'em.
scary.
Big, small
That was
tree
a little
huggers, I take 'em all,
scary.
Jay.
A little scary.
I take them all.
Okay.
Got to get down to a little bit. One of the things that I like about you is that you're very big into physical. Stay with me, Jay.
I'm here. I'm here.
You're very big into physical conditioning. You're one of the best conditioned wrestlers, in my eyes, in my opinion. What is a regular workout for Jay Lethal? Which flabbergasted me to hear that you're not big into going to the gym.
Right. Okay. I'm glad you say that because
And
I
didn't mean
was
like,
about to
put
say
that out there like that. But
I was about to say somebody
broke my
didn't do
heart.
their homework.
No, not
Yeah,
us.
I rarely go to the gym, not as much as I should.
Okay.
I have been
Is
blessed.
it time or is it you?
No. I've been blessed with great genetics.
Okay.
And then I always think, well, if I look this good without going to the gym, imagine what happens if I did go to the gym.
Okay.
And then I'll start going to the gym for a little while. And then I'm like, well, I don't see any results because I'm impatient.
Right.
And then I kind of stop. And then a month later, I'll get the same thought. Wow, imagine what would happen if I went to the gym, you know?
Yeah.
DDP yoga.
But I mean, DDP yoga's right. But I am also in the ring constantly every single day.
Which is conditioning in itself.
Right. Shows every weekend. I run a wrestling school in Tampa, Florida,
That's
Monday to Thursday. I'm in the ring constantly. So I'm like, well, although I don't go to the gym, I am physically active every single day.
Right. You're always being toned.
Right.
If nothing else.
Right. But I do not suggest any aspiring wrestlers try to do that. I mean, I definitely condone going to the gym.
Which you stressed here today.
Which I did. Which I did stress today. And I always teach any seminar, anybody who'll listen, if it's something I have to do or teach them about wrestling, as far as in-ring wrestling, you can't learn that on the internet.
Yes.
So when someone comes to me to learn how to be a wrestler, I show them what I can in the ring. But I also let them know it is up to them to go above and beyond. Go to the gym, work out, lift some weights. If you want to be the total package, you have to go above and beyond in wrestling if you want this to be your life, if you want to succeed in this wrestling business. And going to the gym, you can learn that on the internet. You can learn it almost anywhere. They don't pay me to teach them how to do squats 50 times.
And you can work out in your home now. That's
right.
That
They're paying me to teach them how to do a suplex without hurting someone, you know?
Yeah, this is a question I actually have for both of you as two wrestlers that I'm sitting with. Something that you touched on earlier, ironically enough, we both share like the same WrestleMania. WrestleMania 8 is very big with me and what got me into wrestling. So hearing you touch it.
5 is the best one.
Yeah, it's all right, but 8's better. But is watching tape to the current generation not as important? I feel as if aspiring wrestlers now watch wrestling because they got to know what's going on versus studying. Because it was great to hear you touch on the fact that watch tape, not just to know what's going on with the angle, but so that you can get better. And I always felt like, well, if you watch more tape, if nothing else, the nuances you would get, and you would have a visual perspective of what to do, not to do, how not to do.
Right.
So that's for both of you, if you will.
Right. Well, I really think that nowadays with some of the guys out there on the indie wrestling circuit, and I mean some of them would consider me to be on the indie wrestling circuit, but now that Ring of Honor is on Destination America, I guess it's not. The art of storytelling, and I sound like such an old wrestling vet when I say that or hear it, but the art of storytelling, it's kind of getting lost with some of these cool moves. It's getting replaced by cool moves, the storytelling.
Which I agree with.
Right, and I remember watching so many tapes and thinking to myself, like, oh, well, I watched Benoit do a suplex and then he goes to the top. How come it's that in that order? Why didn't he just go to do this diving headbutt first? Or like, why does he do this? Why leave the ring here? And of course, in the beginning, I didn't know any of the answers to those, but it didn't stop me from asking myself. And sometimes I'd ask those who were around, or if I could find someone smarter than me who could tell me. And that's the only way you learn, by watching and asking questions. And that's what I consider to be watching tape. Why does Triple H do this when he moves? Or like it's the end of the match and they're in what we call the final stages, the false finishes. Right. Why does he go into it doing this? Triple H is a genius, by the way. The way he puts his matches together, I think he's one of the best. But yeah, that's what I consider what you call studying tape.
Okay. What about you, Joe?
Man, when I first started, I wish we had a YouTube. I started training. I started training in December of '99, and man, YouTube today is just if I had YouTube back then, I might not have this belly I have today.
On audio,
they can't see it, right?
Yeah, I look terrific,
guys. This man is chiseled out of stone. If you could only see
245, right?
Right.
About 245, brick house, man.
I'm svelte, and whatever that even means, I'm velvety smooth.
There you go.
Yes, you are. I lathered you up myself.
There you go. But yeah, if YouTube was around,
even when Jay started training, when I first started, man, it would be a different ballgame.
Do people even have VCRs anymore?
I do. I actually.
My lame ass does, but it's not connected.
I have a VCR,
but I still have some of my.
I still have 400 something tapes, and I still watch them.
Yeah.
Saturday is my last match. I'm done after 15 years. I still watch tapes.
Yeah.
I still learn. I was thinking this to myself, and I'm not just saying this because Jay's here. Yep. 15 years in the business, I learned a ton tonight.
Yeah.
And I've known him for probably all those 15 years, maybe 10 years. But I learned a ton that, after 15 years, I'm still learning. Yeah. Even though I'm done, it doesn't matter. That doesn't stop.
Oh, thank you.
But it's just,
that means a lot.
I always think, man, every time I watch something on YouTube, or Daily Motion or Vimeo or whatever, or Roku, Roku's another medium that's got a whole ton of old school stuff on. I have the NWA channel on Roku.
Yeah.
And they show stuff from, current NWA promotions all over the country, but there's stuff from, 60s and 70s on there. But I always think, man, if this stuff was around when I was first training, I would have been much better than I was then and am now.
Yeah. It's a very digital age, and one thing that you and I talk about this all the time, and you touched on tonight, is now the person makes their own brand.
Yes.
Now you are your own brand. You're under the umbrella of Ring of Honor, TNA, WWE.
But you're your own entity.
yourself, you're your own entity. And I don't think. Is that well, that was a plug. But
that's part of branding. That's
Exactly.
Right.
What you're talking about, that's part of being your own brand.
It is.
As a brand.
Is
It
that
is.
and is that a pro or a con? Because I don't think current wrestlers understand how much of a pro that is if you apply yourself to make your own brand. That's Jay Lethal. He's so and so. He can do such and such, and he has A, B, and C to him. That's Jay Lethal, and that separates you from everybody else. That's Joey Image. He's felt. He's 245 chiseled. That's what separates him from.
Right, and
talk about the importance of building your brand.
Working on your brand is how you get a job.
Right.
I mean, if your goal is to get a contract with any company, you got to sell them your brand. I mean, it's like going into the store. You could buy 7-Up or you could buy Pepsi. I mean, I'm sure most people would pick Pepsi over 7-Up. Pepsi is it's a popular brand.
Yeah.
They've done a great job in selling that brand to me. That's how you have to treat wrestling and your body and everything you do. You are your brand, so market it as best you can.
7-Up is not the only thing you're going to bury tonight. There's going to be something juicy.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get to it.
Because I'm a 7-Up fan, and that kind of hurt. But you're
Are
going to
you?
bury something else,
You're,
right?
you're a fan of 7-Up?
I've never
Not
heard
really,
of anyone
I'm
that
just-
likes 7-Up.
Neither have I.
Not intentionally,
Not
at
really.
least.
Not really. I'm straight edge. I just drink water.
7-Up is what you get when they don't have Sprite.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's pretty much
Yes.
pretty much what 7-Up is.
Or Sierra Mist.
Or if you're out of Mentos, pretty much. That's what you get. You get Sprite. I got to get into it tomorrow night.
Yes.
You have something to do.
Oh,
I
fine.
heard. Ring of Honor, Best in the World on pay-per-view in Terminal 5. Great venue in New York, West Side Highway. Might as well tell the address, but I'm not because I can't remember right now.
It's okay. Just Terminal 5 is good enough.
Terminal 5.
Just Google it.
Yeah, it's the age of Google.
Right.
It's title versus title.
Yeah.
Not before we get to the importance. You're the Ring of Honor Television Champion. That alone, what is the importance of that? Because to me, you have been untouchable your whole reign, from the work to the mic. So that alone, what is that in itself? Just being television champion. Before getting into the matchup, what does that mean?
Well, I tell you, it doesn't mean what it used to mean when I was a little kid.
Right.
Anytime as a kid, I just wanted to be a champion because you're the best and when you're your best wrestler, blah, blah, blah. But nowadays, once you get into the wrestling business, you see that it's so much more. It means so much more. That company believes in you enough to put you as one of the faces of the company, one of the people who represents the company inside and outside of the ring. It's one of the highest honors that one wrestler can actually have bestowed upon him. So like I said, it used to mean when I was a kid, oh, you're the coolest badass in the locker room. But now it's so much more than that. And you can't, there's no higher honor from the company, the people who run that company to say, you know what? We don't mind you being the face of our company. We don't mind when people hear our company's name, you are one of the people they think about. If they see a poster of our company, your face is on there because you're one of the number one guys in our company. It's shocking to me that I get that honor is bestowed upon me because I'm the Ring of Honor Television Champion. Oh man, it's awesome.
And considering you come from an era where there was a television champion, it was very prominent. It was up there with Continental title and stuff like that. The prestige of it, the name itself.
Yeah,
that must mean the world.
Yeah, and the
television champion.
Another cool part about it is Ring of Honor is owned by a television company.
Right.
So,
which is always
they love
kind of a
You're
plus.
the Sinclair champion.
Yeah, right. I'm the Sinclair champion.
Sinclair champion.
I might start calling myself
Are you
that.
technically the Destination America champion?
You can have credit.
As well, are you a double champion?
I'm a double champ.
wow.
Are you
I
saying
like
you'll be
that.
a double champion tomorrow night?
Well, I'm pretty confident.
Okay. I mean, no, you're not giving me a spoiler, but I'm just asking here.
Well, I'm gonna say
You're already
what
the
I'm gonna
Sinclair
do.
champion, the television champion, the Destination America champion. Now you're just going to be the world champion.
I just need one more belt.
Right, pretty much.
Pretty much, just that's all I need, and I'm gonna do it. Man, tomorrow is going to be it's going to be an amazing time. It's one of the most important moments in Ring of Honor history because Jay Briscoe has been pinned for 2 years.
Yep.
I've had the Ring of Honor Television Championship for over a year. I have more title defenses than he does. In the history of Ring of Honor, there's only been one time when one person had both belts, the Ring of Honor World title and the Ring of Honor Pure title. That was when they were getting rid of the Pure
Correct.
title, so it was a unification match. This is not a unification
Right.
match. This is
For
one
everything.
person gets both belts, which is a very important. I mean, they're going to crown an undisputed champion. I really consider this to be, no matter what the outcome, one of the most important matches of my life. And I used to consider that to be my Ric Flair match when I wrestled Flair, but that was just a one-time deal. Right now, I'm held in such high regard from the company because I'm a champion. I'm the Ring of Honor Television Champion. And like I said, that means so much more. Now you're the face of the company. Someone from the company has put their faith in you to be one of the number one guys instead of just giving you a high-profile match and then that's it, you're done, you know? So, I mean, it's a really big moment for not only me, for not only Jay Briscoe, but for the company in general. And we got some pretty good buzz going on around it.
I saw the opening package, the hype video, and that was so well put together, including your manager, and just between the. Have you seen the video yet? The
I
hype?
have not.
You have to see
I know.
it.
Look at me slacking off.
You have to see it.
My deepest apologies. I will watch it.
I watched it twice yesterday here in the building.
The coolest video that I've ever been a part of, hands down. I mean, our video editor, his name is Chris Resnick.
Okay.
I mean, I think he's outdone himself.
Yeah.
He's outdone himself. It was the coolest video that I've ever been a part of. Man, it was awesome.
Is he the guy that used to just do them at home videos and just send them into?
You know, I'm not sure.
I know that name.
I think that was
I know
him,
that
yeah.
name. I
He
know
used
that
to just
name.
do really badass videos. He would just put on YouTube and link them on Facebook and Twitter, and then somebody at ROH caught wind of it and then started watching.
Whoa,
there is someone.
That might be the guy.
Wow, I
Because
didn't
I know
know
that name.
I'll ask him when I
know
see
that
him.
name.
Yeah, I think that might be the guy. Really, really cool story.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hypothetically speaking, if you were to win tomorrow night, what would separate you as a champion besides the fact that you would have 4 belts? What would separate you as a champion to Mr. Briscoe? What would make your reign more significant? Not just the fact that you're going to have both titles, but now you have to go to another level. What is the next level if you can, in fact...
Oh, yeah, because you're now defending 2 belts. You
Yeah.
could potentially be working twice per show. They want you to.
And this may sound cocky, but if I were to win, I wouldn't have to go to the next level. I feel like Jay Briscoe and myself are already at the next level, which is why we're put in this situation.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, and I hope it doesn't sound too cocky, but both myself and Jay Briscoe, I feel, are just, we're at the next level already, which is why they have put so much faith in a match like this, so that whoever the winner is, we're already at the next level. So, I mean, there's not much work to be done. I really think that he's one of the greatest right now.
Well, to me, pound for pound, I've always thought that you were the best, personally. So I have a personal bias going into the match because I've always been a fan of yours, from the Independents to Destination America. Well, Spike TV, now Destination America, because now the guys used to work for the kind of following you,
Piggybacking on you.
Right,
if you will.
right. Well, I'm honored that you say that. I feel the same way about Jay Briscoe. I hate his guts because he's so believable when he talks. I mean, he's so good at making you believe in what he's saying, and part of the reason is he's real. He's just a real person, and he's using his real life when he talks. The character Jay Briscoe is not a character; it is him, and we couldn't. I mean, Man, I'm almost at a loss for words when describing Jay Briscoe. I really think that he's one of the best in the world, and it's gonna be amazing to see almost how I measure up to him. Like I said, this is a huge moment for the both of us, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Speaking of being at a loss for words, unfortunately, recently in the wrestling world, we lost the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, somebody that you got to work with a little bit during your time in TNA Wrestling. Share some memories of Dusty that you have, because I can only imagine.
Now, he asked me earlier, well, when you commentate and you're watching someone's match, like, what's something that you shouldn't do? And I said that you shouldn't expose them.
Okay.
You know, you shouldn't.
That's true.
But I have to expose him because I worked with Dusty Rhodes, but not at TNA.
Actually, no, that I stand corrected. That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. Not at TNA.
I shouldn't expose him. I should just continue with my story, but I don't know. I just like fucking with him. I got to work with Dusty Rhodes a few times. One on a little local indie show in Paramus somewhere.
The Elks Lodge.
Yes, in the Elks Lodge.
Yes.
And then I got to work with him one time at Ring of Honor.
There it was.
Where he gave me the big Dusty Rhodes elbow.
Right.
And I, for lack of a better term, marked out, because I remember seeing. Oh man, and you know what's really cool? Not to take away from the moment we're talking about Dusty Rhodes, but there's been so many moments in my life that I don't think that I fully understand or comprehend what has happened. I mean, I got to work with, like you said, Dusty Rhodes, and I wrestled Kurt Angle and Ric Flair and Kevin Nash, and I had drinks in bars with Ric Flair, and I've hung out at Kevin Nash's house. I've been to his house, and I just, so many moments. I wrestled Tatanka.
Yes.
I mean, I watched him growing up I got to wrestle Christian.
I was there for that.
Yeah,
The Boys and Girls Club.
I could go on and on. So many highlights in what has been a crazy career for me that just seems to be going by so quick. And I just keep getting to do these crazy and unbelievable things, just one right after the next. And I think until I finally stop wrestling, or I'm about to croak, will I stop and think, wow, I can't believe everything that I've gotten to do. And then out of excitement, I think I'll have a heart attack. And then I'll be dead. But yeah,
and that'll be it.
I think because I honestly can't figure out a way to describe it, because man, I've done some things in wrestling that people only would dream about.
Yeah.
And I got to do it, and it just seems unreal to me. Like when someone mentions, oh man, I loved your Ric Flair stuff, I thank them. Man, I give them a cool story, then I walk away, and then I don't think about it again. But I should think of it for a long time, because it was insane.
The promo was the best.
Yeah.
It looks like the Horseman took a dump and
the
left that.
double
The woo off, as the YouTube video calls it.
The scariest part about that
was the
woo
best
off
part.
was anytime I had any interaction with Ric Flair, it was the scariest moment of my life, because Vince Russo would say, oh, we can't write anything for you because Ric Flair won't let us write anything for him. Therefore, you just have to feed off of him. Or you go ask him what you guys want to do. So I'd go ask him, and he'd go, oh, well, call it in the ring, kid. And then he'd walk away. And I'd be like, oh, well, now I'm terrified. And then, of course, up until then, TNA had never given me a microphone and let me stand in front of the crowd. So, of course, now I'm nervous because I'm about to have a promo with the greatest promo guy in the wrestling business. It was just nerve-wracking altogether. But, like, I had to do so many cool things.
You know what was cool about, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what was cool about the Ric Flair stuff? Even the Macho Man stuff was, guys like me got to see that in locker rooms backstage before it was on TV.
That's another
So
thing.
when you started doing it on TV, I was like, this is great, man.
Well, the Macho
I've seen
Man-
this at like I remember the Lanny Poffo match at PWS
Yes.
in like I don't even know if it was Garfield or whatever.
That was Garfield.
And it was the Black Machismo thing, and I was like, man, when this is on TV and the Flair stuff was on TV, I'm like, this is great, man. Because I remember being there in person in the locker rooms listening to this dude. I'm like, man, this is these are the funniest impressions ever.
Before
and finally
it
the world got to
started.
see him.
Right. That, I didn't even think of that. That's a cool.
Great, man.
I didn't even think of that because I would do the Savage impression just randomly.
Right. And then you were on Colt's podcast one time, and you
Yeah.
said that you were at a bar doing Flair, and he like kind of caught wind of it, and that's how it transitioned into that feud itself.
I didn't even know I could do a Ric Flair impression until I got drunk in a bar.
Right.
In the UK on one of our
That's how it happened.
Yeah, on
That's
one
how
of
it
our
happened.
off days.
That is in fact how it happened.
Yeah. Then the next day, Earl Hebner and everyone kept saying, "Oh, do the Ric Flair that you were doing last night." I had no idea because I drank myself stupid.
yourself
And
in
when
the
we got on the
angle.
bus, I know. When we got on the bus the next day, everyone's giving me 4 horseman fingers and stuff. And then that's when I realized I had this cool Ric Flair impression. But yeah, and then everyone always asks, well, who else can you do? So
I was
my
just-
joke is
right.
always, well, I won't know till I get drunk.
Okay.
Get a couple of beers in me, and we'll
And
figure
we'll find
out
out.
who else I
Drunk
can do.
or sober, you won't really know who's the next one.
Until you tell me the
Is
next.
there anyone sober you could impersonate? That's not Flair or Macho?
I didn't have a good Dusty. Jimmy Hart. I did like Jimmy Hart.
Who says that? That's the
I've
most
never
random one.
I've never heard anyone say I could do a great Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, like you guys.
And the weirdest part of
Paul Orndorff cracks everybody's ribs.
the funny thing about Jimmy Hart is, and I wouldn't let another man call me this, but he always calls me darling, and I don't like it.
Wow.
I borderline don't like it, but it's Jimmy Hart, so what can you say? You know,
Right.
I like, oh hey Jimmy, oh hey darling. I don't like it.
Did he ever tell you why?
Oh, he's not. I'm not the only one he calls darling.
Oh,
He
okay.
just that's
I
just.
thought it was just
When I
That's
see him at
just-
conventions,
yeah.
he calls me baby. So I mean.
Oh yeah.
I guess.
Hey baby. Yeah.
Yeah, baby, whatever you want.
It's one guy
you know,
I've
like
never
that.
met and I want to.
You've never met
I've
Jimmy?
never met Jimmy Hart, but he
Oh,
follows me on
man.
Twitter for some reason. I don't know how that happened.
Because you're 245 pounds. You're
chiseled.
You're his ticket back
Yeah,
on the
there you
television.
go.
That's
There you
clearly
go.
what it is. That's clearly what it is.
Yeah.
Before we wrap things up, I have some bad news for you.
Bad news.
Some bad news.
We have to wrap things up. That's the bad news.
Last week, you missed Larry Zbyszko week. Last week we had.
There was no Larry Zbyszko.
No, there
right?
was-
You're
no,
just
no,
messing
this is a
with
shoot.
me,
Oh,
right?
you didn't see the picture?
There was a Larry
There was a Larry.
Zbyszko week.
I'm not going to put anybody on the spot, but there was Larry Zbyszko week here. There was a celebration. There was a marathon.
A
of his-
celebration?
There was a marathon of,
Of
his great-
what?
There was a marathon of his greatest matches. There was a
Hall of
cake
Fame
and
speech?
beverages and empanadas and his Hall of Fame speech. There was a gardening class. So, and there it is right there. And then I have here.
The shirt picture?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say who it is with me in the shirt, but I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
Well, you'll see,
And I
you'll see the picture.
just want to share with you.
Okay. Well, while you show me this picture, whose idea was Larry Zbyszko?
This was all him. This was all him.
Yeah?
This was all him.
Okay, so
I missed
for
it too. It was my birthday. I
listening,
wasn't here.
for those listening,
This
I feel the
is
need
it.
to. You know what? I did see this picture, and I was wondering what was going on. I did see this picture.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those listening who want to know why this
tell
is
a
so
story, then I'll
weird,
explain.
that they had a Larry Zbyszko. Oh my goodness!
And the
Just
cake
another
was
picture.
Happy Larry Z Day.
Gosh. Okay.
I didn't see that.
So, me, myself, and my dad, we are not the biggest fans of Larry Zbyszko. And the reason that we are not big fans of Larry Zbyszko, and I've seen Larry plenty of times throughout
Okay.
my career.
Okay.
I'm not mean to him.
Okay.
And he doesn't even know the story probably unless
He
someone
doesn't know
tells
the
him.
story.
He does now.
Oh, well,
Oh,
he's
he-
about
he
to.
will now.
I'm tweeting him on. I love him.
Well, when I first got into the wrestling business, my wrestling school at the time made us attend a Larry Zbyszko seminar where Larry Zbyszko was going to teach us some wrestling holds and moves and stuff. I was 16.
The
I
year
didn't
was?
have.
The year was?
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll do the math.
Okay.
I was 16, and I didn't have a job, so of course I didn't have money to pay for this mandatory seminar
Okay.
that we had, which was a kind of messed up in
We
its
had
own
those
right. A
in ROH.
mandatory seminar that you have to pay but it's mandatory.
We had those at school I was at too.
I wasn't a big fan of that. But anyway, I didn't have the money, so my dad had to pay the $50 for me to attend this Larry Zbyszko seminar that was mandatory. All the students were there. And the cool part is, since my dad paid, he came with me. We walk into the door, and Larry Zbyszko's standing there with his shorts on and his wrestling boots. He didn't have knee pads. He had elbow pads on and a shirt with the sleeves cut off, and he was doing this warm-up where, you swing your arms back and forth. It looked like he was getting ready to do something. And I thought, man, we're all going to get in there with Larry Zbyszko. This will be cool. So we kind of sat down almost in a circle outside of the ring. And Larry Zbyszko, the seminar was about 2 hours. And he went overtime, so we went like 2.5 hours, which you would think would be great because he went over the time.
Right.
Former ACE champion.
Right. But unfortunately, no one got into the ring. And for 2.5 hours, and my dad was so pissed. For 2.5 hours, Larry Zbyszko talked about how they should not have let Goldberg lose his streak.
Okay.
And he was the biggest person against that.
Okay.
And they had allowed him on the writing team out in WCW, and he listed everyone that he argued with back and forth to not end Goldberg's streak. And even when I tell you this, I don't think I can get 20 seconds out of telling you that.
Yeah.
But he got 2.5 hours out of telling us that they should not have ended this guy's streak.
love
and
that.
how upset he was.
Did anyone question
like,
him or try to at least change
what are we
the
here
topic?
for?
No,
Or did it always go back to that in those 2.5 hours?
From what I remember, no one tried to change the subject.
Everyone was probably like,
he
hey,
was
Larry Zbyszko.
giving it his all too. Like he was
just love that.
very
He was still
upset.
advocating for Goldberg years after.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
love that you paid $50 for.
It was mandatory.
Booking with Larry Zbyszko.
Yeah, booking 101.
Booking Goldberg.
guest booker with Larry
Larry
Zbyszko.
Zbyszko. Booking
Booking Goldberg.
Booking
with Larry
Goldberg in
Zbyszko.
segment 8 with
It
Larry
was
Zbyszko is what
amazing.
you went to for.
Right. So to this day, my dad and my dad hates him.
Right.
Like my dad doesn't know him, but that's all he
But he
knows of
paid
him.
for
But he
it.
hates him.
He wasted your
I
time.
don't hate Larry Zbyszko's guts, but I do remember. I do remember that being a real crappy thing. But I mean, I've seen Larry since. He doesn't know this story. I don't feel
was
the
gonna
need
ask
to
you,
bring it up
did
to
you
him.
ever
But I
tell
mean,
him,
if
hey,
you
do you
guys
remember
want
this
to,
seminar?
if you guys want to tell him, that's fine with me. But every time I do a seminar, I make sure I talk to my parents every day. Every time I do a seminar, I make sure to tell my dad, "Hey, I got a seminar today. I'm gonna be." Some of the guys want to hear what I have to say, or I'm going to try to help someone in any way I can. And his response is always, "Don't pull a Larry Zbyszko."
Okay.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my Larry Zbyszko story.
Not this.
And because of meeting him, I wish that I had that had never happened, because every time I met Larry, he's been nothing but nice to me.
Very nice guy.
Very nice guy.
Very nice guy when I've met him.
Very nice guy.
Very nice guy. Great penmanship on top of that. Just to point that out.
But
I
if
know.
you ask my dad,
I know.
he stole $50 from
Wasted
our
$50 an
family.
hour.
From our family.
That's funny.
Larry Zbyszko stole $50 from my family.
From your father's, just in the cold of the day.
Wallet.
We were.
Oh man!
I was
no!
at Mike Morgan's house one day, and we were just talking or whatever, and we were putting a show together. It was around WrestleMania season, and I said, "Oh, did you hear who's going in the Hall of Fame?" He goes, "No, I didn't. I didn't put Larry Zbyszko in the Hall of Fame." He goes, "Oh, fuck him!" and I was like, "Oh my God, you don't respect the living legend?" He goes, "Oh, screw him, Larry Zbyszko. What the fuck did he do?" And he goes off in this tirade. So me being me, I annoyed the shit out of him about how great Larry Zbyszko was for ages and ages. So then the day comes finally that Larry Zbyszko's going in the Hall of Fame. I'm actually at work. Mike's here setting up the beautiful Morgan Jr. Arena. We've got two 65-inch TVs. He puts on the network, and at an undisclosed price, he pays and puts on the Hall of Fame. So I'm at work, and I get this text like, "Do you know what I just finished watching?" And I said, "What? I don't know. I just finished watching Larry Zbyszko's fucking Hall of Fame speech, and all he did was talk about hedges and Bruno Sammartino's dick." I was like, "What do you mean?" And And he was like, fucking Larry Zbyszko. All he talked about was Bruno's hedges, his backyard, and his dick. This is the living legend. What is wrong with you?
If he would have talked about not wanting to end Goldberg's streak, that
would have been worse than
hedges. I would have then became the biggest Larry Zbyszko fan.
Because it would have been full circle for you.
Right. It would have come full circle.
Like, no one was exempt from the story.
Right.
Okay, so then, of course, Hall of Fame time comes around, and the T-shirts come out. And no offense to Larry, but I waited till they were $10 a pop. And so I got us matching shirts to screw around. It was Larry Zbyszko week, and we watched his greatest matches, promos, moments, vignettes, and we had a great time.
You had a great time.
I enjoyed it. We saw Larry Zbyszko versus Joey Maggs. Squash match. Horrible. Might be the worst squash match I've ever seen. Sorry.
Zbyszko and Regal, was it Slamboree 94? Is that what it was?
94, and then he had the match at Saturday night where he won the title.
But the 94 Slamboree match, I think it was Slamboree or
Yeah.
I don't know.
But the Joey Maggs one,
match.
the Joey Maggs one is really bad. He gets Joey Maggs up for what is supposed to be a suplex, and as he's there holding him up in the air, he's like, oh shit, and he just brainbusters him inadvertently, and Jim Ross saves the entire Medusa's kick from the outside of the ring is the high spot of the match.
Oh man.
That was Larry Zbyszko. We had a great time. You should have been here for that. You could have told. You could have retold the Goldberg story for 2.5 hours.
There you go.
I would have been riveted by that.
And Larry's never even, like I said, he's
so
every time I
nice.
meet him, he's so nice to me. And I just think, wow, my dad really hates this guy's guts.
I would love to hear a story of you.
I should make my dad.
Hey, do you remember that time that you did that seminar?
We gotta get my dad to tell his side of the story.
That would be awesome.
That'd be the best shoot.
Did he leave?
He did, and I was talking to him about it today because we had the seminar today. And going into some backstory, I mean, our family wasn't the richest family in the world, but we weren't the poorest.
Okay.
And he goes, you know what? And the funny part about that is I must have just gotten paid because I have 6 kids. I didn't walk around with $50 in my pocket. So I must have that day just gotten paid. So that probably added to the fact that I was so upset that this guy, I felt that he just stole our money because I just got paid. And with 6 kids, it's very rare that I have any money, Yeah. So that helped build his anger.
Who would win in a fight, Mike Morgan or Larry Zbyszko?
Oh my God.
But Larry Zbyszko, he looks so frail now.
Yeah.
What do you? I don't know. I think he'd no-sell you.
I don't know. I think Larry Zbyszko would sell his ass off for Mike Morgan.
Okay, that's a fair one.
He was great at selling.
Okay. we'll each put $50 on who we think's gonna win. Thank you very much for joining us on the first episode of the Studio One podcast.
No problem. And
awesome. Always
if Larry
pleasure.
hears that, I'm sure he's
let me know that I love Larry.
I'm sure mindset. Their mindset back then was any publicity is great publicity
Yeah.
as long as they're talking about me.
Yeah.
Or he'll do the whole. You know how some of those guys, the older guys, their quick reaction is, well, who the fuck are those guys? I drew more money than they'll ever draw, or I made more money in this business than they. Which is, it's not really a funny comment. Just like, oh, well, you've been around longer than me to make more money. But But we all love Larry Zbyszko. It's just my dad hates his guts. No big deal.
That's all right.
No big deal.
The last time we saw you tore the house down with Rob Vegas. Hero Celebration.
Yeah.
At Hero Celebration,
Yeah.
which was hands down match of the night.
Rob Vegas.
Who I know you love dearly.
Man, when I got to wrestle Rob Vegas on that show, there was just a point in time where here at ACE, or whether it was a different name, we saw each other every 2 weeks for shows and at least every other day for practice. We were more than, and we still are, but we were more so before, more than just a wrestling company. We were legit a family, and it was weird because for people nowadays to be as close and to see each other so often, you got to be under a contract with a company.
Right.
That's the only way that happens. But we were doing it. There was no contracts, and we saw each other. It was just every day, and just if we argued and fought, it was as if two brothers or a brother and a sister were arguing and fighting, because deep down inside, the argument doesn't really mean anything, because we all love each other, and we're just such good friends, and we're so close. Unfortunately, I don't think it will ever get back to being like that. It was just, some moments just can't be replicated or duplicated. And that point in time was probably one of my favorite. If they said, what is all the eras in your life, what is your favorite? It's got to be that one, when we were all together, just almost every day. Man, it was awesome. And getting to wrestle Rob Vegas, that just reminded me of that, and just everything that we've all been through.
Yeah.
Man, it was so cool.
And that match on that night, considering the circumstances and what it was for, stood above and beyond. And it stood above and beyond anything else.
Yeah, we tried.
And succeeded highly.
Oh, thank you.
When's the next time we'll see
Rob
you?
Vegas was a little bit nervous for that match, by the way. He ain't going to tell you that.
When is the next time we'll see you in Ace? And when we see you, will you have 4 championships or 2?
And a Larry Zbyszko shirt.
And Larry Zbyszko shirt. I'm willing to buy it for you when it goes on sale.
I'm going to keep my fingers
When it goes down
crossed.
to $5?
I'm going to keep
When it,
You already bought it on sale at 10.
I've got to hook up now through you. I will send you the T-shirt at the value price of $10 or $5 with the receipt.
$10 or $5.
And we could Skype one day or something like that.
sure it's not being
Or we
used.
could Uber from here to Tampa and meet the next girl of my dreams.
my
And we'll take a group
It's
shot
gonna
of
be
the
more
three
than
of us.
$62.85.
Of the three of us in a Larry Zbyszko shirt.
By the way, when we started this interview, your delivery on, just without skipping a beat, saying that she was in the trunk, your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
You were really good with that delivery. So
that was a
so good that, yeah, it was very believable.
Oh, thank you. It's true.
And I hope that. See, you're doing it again. I hope that there was not really
rescued.
a female in the trunk.
No, that was a midget.
Okay.
midgets are my thing.
No, but
There we go.
Let me have something, please.
No, my girl, she doesn't like cars. She likes trees. So
What?
There you go.
that's a shoot. That's a shoot. Yeah. Well, we can tell that story off camera because I have to go
Okay.
home with her.
Oh
So-
boy, I don't want to get you in trouble.
Oh well, they gotta shake the monkey's cage. Hers, not mine.
Well, you're right now. You already have an enemy in Larry Zbyszko if he's listening.
No, Larry, listen, bro. I've got
And you're gonna
T-shirts.
have
I've got
one-
8x10s.
You're gonna have.
I love Larry. You gotta
an
vouch for me,
enemy
Jay.
when you go home if she listens.
Oh no, sell her. Screw her. I'm worried about Larry.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm worried about
The more
Larry.
important one.
Larry,
Priorities.
love you. When I met you at Access, you and Regal tore it down. I've got a T-shirt that I bought at full value. The other guy, not so much. I love Larry Zbyszko.
There you go.
And you do too. And you love Goldberg.
And booking.
And you love the art of booking Goldberg.
I do. Too bad my dad doesn't.
Okay. All right. Studio One podcast on the ACE Network. That is Joey Image, 245 pounds of chiseled concrete or plywood. And my guest, our first guest, Ring of Honor television champion.
First guest, I feel
First
so
guest,
honored.
television champion,
Look at
Sinclair
that.
champion,
The
Destination
Sinclair
America champion.
There you go.
And possibly world heavyweight champion.
We'll
After
see.
tomorrow night, yeah.
We'll
see.
see. We'll see.
I have faith.
We'll see. All right. I'm Cheyenne Ortiz. We'll see you next time on Studio One.